I've scaled 2 different businesses to 7 figures a year and this current one to 8 figures a year. And I've helped over 220 people in their 20s make multiple 6 figures a year online. And here's what I've learned. The people that are winning, they're not better than you, they're not special, they're just playing a whole different game. Making money online is a video game, and there's 6 different levels to unlock. And every time to be able to unlock and promote a new level, you have to master a new skill. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the full map, all 6 steps from 0 to 7 figures a year, so you can just copy me and get to where I got a little bit quicker. So the first thing and the first level and the first skill that you have to master is you have to realize that you're player 1. All that means is no one is coming to save you. The moment that you will start to grow is you have to take everything, and I'm talking about everything, as your fault, and that you could have done something better to improve it. The CEOs and the entrepreneurs that do the best, yes, let's say they're running a sales team and the person that is on the sales team did the wrong thing. It's so easy to make an excuse and be like, like this person wasn't good. But how can you reflect and say, wow, how did I not put them in the right position to grow? And so the same thing goes for you. There are probably so many excuses and so many reasons and so many things that you've justified to yourself why you're not making any money and why you haven't started or why you haven't hit 100 grand a month or 50 grand a month, or you just keep justifying your lack of growth. And the moment that you realize that every single action that you have put up into this moment has led you to exactly where you're at today. And someone could have walked in your shoes just like they could have walked in mine, and they could see more results quicker than you saw the results. Someone could have walked in my shoes and probably be making $500,000 a month right now if they just did the right inputs. And that's the best thing about business, and that's the best thing about fitness as well, is basically it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your genetics, doesn't matter who your parents are, it doesn't matter anything. As long as you do the right things and you have the skills, you will grow. So the first part of the game and the first part of mastering anything just comes to you realizing that it is all your fault. The second thing that I want you to define when you're in level 1 is you need to define what winning is for you. Now, I don't think people give a single shit what they're doing for work. When they're starting a business, at least when you're just starting out. When you're just starting out, you're like, I just want to make money. Now there's some passion driven people and stuff like that, but 99% of it, and me specifically, I was just like, dude, I just want to make some money. I just want to make a fuck ton of money. I want to drive a Lamborghini. I want a penthouse. I want all the cool shit. And I didn't really give a single shit how I got it or what business I was doing. So my point is for you, your job and what you want is to be able to use the business model as a vehicle to be able to get what you want to go. So define kind of an end path for the game, so to speak, right now. This is what I want out of business. This is the lifestyle I want. This is how much I need to make. This is exactly what I want my day-to-day to look like. So you can kind of reverse engineer exactly what your days are going to look like and what the inputs you need to do to get there are, okay? The third thing you need to do is set a visible scoreboard to be able to pass the game. Okay, so basically you set the goal and you set how do you beat the game, how do you complete the game, and then you set checkpoints for yourself. Okay, 1 month into the game, I need to be at this checkpoint. These are the levels and the masters and the bosses I need to beat. I think gamifying your life and it is treating it as a fun thing rather than a project or work is how you're going to see success in business. Because, for example, making 10 grand a month, all that it is violent work ethic. But I will tell you, I've never seen somebody work really hard, be consistent, and not fail for 10 years straight. And when I say not fail, I don't mean not mess up. I'm saying not drop out of the game, just never quit. If you never quit the game, you will be very successful. I'm talking about making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. So your goal is should be to never quit. So you need to set that visible scoreboard of okay, here's my first destination, and in 6 months, a year, put a timeline on it. And 1 month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, here's where I should be. And from there, you can set daily goals. And what those daily goals and checkpoints essentially are going to do for you is you need to realize if you're not hitting your daily checkpoints, you aren't going to see growth. I don't think people realize that. Show me what you're currently doing and show me your life, and I will show you and I can tell you what your priorities are. If I were to look at your life right now, what would I think that you wanted to do? Would I think you're an entrepreneur? Would I think you just kind of jerk off and do nothing all day? What would I think? What would an outsider think? And the reason why those checkpoints are super important is for that, but more importantly, you won't hit the goal if you haven't broken it down into smaller, more manageable pieces. If you say I want to make 30 grand a month in 6 months from now, it's very easy to just be 30 grand a month. But if you break it down daily, it's I just need to do this every single day. You can chop at the goal and you can understand if you're off track or on track. So there should be weekly goals, daily goals, and quarterly goals. And yeah, that's step one. Realize you are completely in control of your whole entire life. Wherever you're at, it's completely your fault. Your day-to-day actions are going to show you your life in 90 days, 120 days, and define what winning the game looks like to you. Level 2 is picking your game and your starting zone. And this is where you're gonna see success, okay? And this is the decision that's going to get you rich. So the biggest thing that I wanna communicate to you guys is do not try and win at every game, okay? Don't, my bad, the thing was too high. But don't try and win at every game. Every single entrepreneur that I see, they found one thing and they stuck to it and they married it. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing now, and I'm gonna go and try this thing, and I'm gonna go try to run this fitness business. Now I'm gonna try and drop ship. Now it's like, no. They found one business model and they attacked it aggressively, and they continue to get better day in and day out. So ask yourself, where can I realistically be top 5 to 10% if I grind for the next 5 to 7 years? Not this month. Extend the time horizon for yourself. Stop thinking about what your passion is and start thinking about what you will be good at, and then just make the decision and commit to something. So commit to something and then don't switch for 2 years. Give it 2 years. After the 2 years, you're gonna be like, all right, like I don't wanna do this anymore, this is stupid. But what continuously happens over and over and over again is it takes a specific amount of pain and it takes a specific amount of skill to be good at any business model. Whatever like you're looking at, TikTok shop, drop shipping or whatever, it's going to take skill. And that skill only comes through pain, suffering, failing, learning, iterating, and then doing better. But people will fail, they'll suffer, they won't iterate, and then they'll quit and they'll pivot and they'll do something else every 90 days. That is the worst thing that you could do, because you start learning the business model that you're in has flaws, just like every single business model has. And instead of learning, hey, okay, this is the flaws, this is how I can kind of get better at them, you completely restart. And the reason why that fucks you is because you are restarting everything. You're pretty much restarting your skills and you're restarting your knowledge and you're having to start from scratch. So step 1, realize that it's all your fault. Step 2, pick the game that you're playing. Step 3, max out your money, or whatever the analogy we want to use is. And all that means is max out your sales. Okay, so to recap so far, step 1, realize it's all your fault and set goals for the game. Step 2, pick your quest and pick the business model that you're going to go after. And my biggest tip for that is literally just think about what you're good at. Find something that's proven, something that's been done before, something that you can literally just copy and try and iterate and do a little bit better. The most successful business owners, they didn't create like some completely new thing. They found something that worked, they remade it, and then they took advantage of what they were better at. So, for example, like a DoorDash, Uber Eats type of thing. I don't know which one came first, and I don't know which one's bigger. But you understand my point that both are very, very successful. So one came to market, let's say it was Uber Eats. DoorDash came as like, I think I can do this, but I think I can deliver packages. I think I can deliver food quicker than DoorDash, and I also think I can do it for cheaper. Okay, that's how you take a lot of market at once. You literally go find something that works, that's proven, you copy them, and you do what they're not good at, and you figure out a way to do it better. So pick your business model, stick to it forever, and realize it's all your fault. And then the third thing is getting from your first 0 to 10 grand month. So it's just getting a bunch of getting customers and like proving concept. So the biggest skill that you're gonna have to get better at when you're getting from 0 to 10 grand a month is number 1, consistency, number 2, going all in. Now, when you're in business, you treat it like a 9 to 5, and that's why most business owners fail and they get paid like a 9 to 5er. You show up at your computer, you half-ass it, you do the bare minimum work, you get bored, you start scrolling. It's like, dude, that's what you do at your job because you're working for somebody else and you want to get paid your $20 an hour. When you're working for yourself, you have to be intentional. Back when I used to play football, like my coach would always be like, you're only cheating yourself. So for you, if you're not showing up right, you're only cheating yourself. The second thing with going all in is, when we say going all in, it's not necessarily like quit your job or whatever. It's like the business is top of mind, and every single day we're just trying to grow it. Instead of you thinking like, oh, what am I doing this weekend? What's going on this Thursday night? Are we going out? It's like, how can I grow the business? How can I grow the business? How can I grow the business? So the way you get from your first 0 to 10 grand month is you go all in and you pretty much cut out everything else. And it doesn't come from like adding stuff or just like a mindset switch. It comes from removing everything else in your life that's not serving you, so it can be really, really easy. It shouldn't be difficult for you to just work. You should make it impossible for you to not work. Are you going on your phone? Put your phone in a different room. Is your mom coming in the room and distracting you? Move. Is your roommate coming in the room distracting you? Have a conversation with them, lock your door and get in a different office. Make it easy for you to see success. Other than that, all that money comes from in this game is communicating value and getting people to say yes and getting them to give you money in exchange for it. So you will be giving them a product, and in exchange, they will be giving you money. And that product will either be making their life easier, saving them time, making them more money, whatever your product is doing. So you're getting to market and you're going to market your product. What I would do is I would start calling everybody and I'd start making offers and I'd start asking, making an offer, just asking, and I'd do it for completely free. Because the more value you can provide, the more money you're going to be able to make. So if you do it for completely free, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get good at the thing. You're gonna be able to get case studies and testimonials to tell other people, hey, look, I did this thing for this guy, I can do the same thing for you, it's just $2,000. And also, after you've done it for free for 60 days, you can turn those guys into paying clients. And this just comes back to the fact that you want to make money today, but if you waited and delayed the gratification for 90 days, you would make 10 times more money. So pick the type of way that you're going to be outreaching to clients and talking to them, whether it's texting them, calling them, emailing them, running paid ads, cold outreach or warm outreach. Okay, warm outreach is organic content, something like this, or it's also paid ads where you pay to put an advertisement in front of somebody's face. Cold outreach is you reaching out to them. So the only difference is they reach out to you or you reach out to them. Cold outreach is typically cheaper. Warm outreach typically costs money, but the people want it more because they're reaching out to you. When you're first starting, I would do cold outreach because you're doing it for free and you're not good yet, so you're not gonna be able to make any money off the money that you're investing. I hope that makes sense. So the cold outreach, you have a few options. You can either call them, cold call, you can text them, cold texting, you can email them, cold email, and that's what I would say the options are. I would recommend just cold calling so you can get really good talking to people and communicating because you're gonna have to get good at that anyways. So cold call, offer to do it for free for 30 people. You can get 10 people to do it for free, over deliver on the service, make it so good that they can't live without it, and then charge them. After you're charging them, you have happy customers, you have case studies, testimonials. You can either start to invest into ads and stuff like that to be able to get more customers, or you can start charging people because now you can say, hey, listen, I got this guy, this results, I can get you the same thing for X price. So set a goal, like we were talking about in step one, a day-to-day goal of how many outreach or how many people you need to communicate to every single day, and whatever that number is, it should probably be 10 times what you think it should be. So that's step three. Step four. Build your first money machine. So after you've set the game and you've picked your business model and you started running the business, the next step is for you to just crank like every dollar out of that business that you can. So what I mean by that is once people start to see something that works, at the beginning of entrepreneurship, when you guys first start, you're gonna be testing out, I'm cold calling now, I'm gonna run this SMS, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to run the offer like this, I need to do the fulfillment like this, I need to do all this different stuff in a bunch of different ways. And that's awesome. But then you're gonna find something that works. But you're going to get the feedback loop, and you are going to get the feedback that essentially when you do something different, that's when you make money, because that's what happened when you were the entrepreneur for the first time. When you first started making money, you test a bunch of stuff, and then you find the one thing. Now, what people do is they'll make money with that one thing, and then they'll immediately try something else because that's their perception of entrepreneurship. What's gonna happen in step four is you're gonna find something that works, and instead of doing something else, you literally just do that over and over and over again. It's gonna be extremely monotonous, it's gonna be extremely boring, but that's where you make your money in those boring periods of time where you can milk cash. Now, to show you the cycle of what it should seem like and what it should be like, you should not be trading time for money, like one-offs. You need to build one clear thing that solves a painful thing for someone. So it's not like, oh, I'll do this for this guy, I'll do this for this guy, then I'll do this different thing for this person, then this person has this specific problem, I'm gonna help them with this. That will not scale, and that is not a business. That is you just being like a freelancer. And you can make 10 grand a month doing that, but you can't make 100. So it should be, I help this person do X, Y, Z. You need to have a statement of saying, I help Avatar achieve Y result. And that's the offer that you're providing people. I help busy moms lose 10 to 20 pounds in 90 days. I help construction workers generate more leads with their social media pages or something like that. It's a very systemized, and basically that just means plug and play, like one solution for everybody. The simple loop of how people make money is step one, they get attention. So they just get people to understand what they're doing. You know, that could be through, like I was talking about, paid ads. It could be through a video like this. It could be through calling them, texting them, emailing them, and then you make them an offer. And so you say, like we were talking about earlier, hey, I'm gonna do this with you. I'm gonna do it for you for free. It's my first time doing it, so I can get proof and so I can get more clients, etc. After that, you fulfill, you do the work that you said you would do, and you get proof that you can actually do it. And then you raise prices until you're not getting as many sales, and you keep repeating that process over and over again. So you do it for free, you fulfill, you get proof, and then you raise your price to 500 bucks. Then you charge 500 bucks, you fulfill, and then you raise your price to 1,000 bucks. And you continue to do this because your program and what you're selling is now more valuable, so you can charge more until the amount of sales you get, because the price is too high, goes down. Then just keep the price the same forever. And by the way, I run a sales team. That's why I make the videos. I don't charge a single dollar for anything. I'll mentor you to 10 to 50 grand a month, even 100 grand a month for completely free. I only get paid if you get paid. If that sounds interesting, click the link in the description, book a call, we'll talk about it. The average guy on the team makes around 10 to 11 grand a month in profit. They're all 18, 25, just like us. I'll mentor you. We'll talk on the phone, have a conversation. If not, no worries, keep enjoying the videos. So step 5, after repeating the cycle of just making money, is unlocking leverage and unlocking like multipliers. So there's 4 types of leverage. And what I mean by leverage is just making more money with lower hours. So once you found a machine that works, your goal is no longer just work more. Your goal is multipliers. How can I multiply what I currently have? So there's 4 main types of leverage. And leverage is, think of pulling a lever where you can, it's basically getting much more output than you are putting in input wise. So you put in this much input, you make this much money. Instead of that, how can we make it like this, where you put in the same amount of input and you make much more money? There's 4 different types of ways. One is code. So code is you automate tasks in your business and you build systems, and so people and things can operate without you. So instead of you having to talk to a client to set them up with whatever you're fulfilling, you can just set up code and systems for them to be able to do it without you. The next thing, content, things like this. So one video, one post, or anything like that can market for you 24/7, because instead of making a cold call one time, this video will continue to get views over and over and over again. So you do one thing, instead of you talking to one person like a cold call, you can reach 100,000 people from one video that can serve you forever. So code, content, capital. So for capital, you can reinvest your profits into different types of marketing. You could hire somebody to cold call for you. You could run a paid advertisement to get the clients to come to you instead of you to them. So again, you put in $1, you can get 3 back. Instead of you having to manually cold call, you leverage your money to be able to make more per dollar. Okay. Next thing is people, apologies. So you hire for outputs. So this is more like we were talking about, but let's say your way of making money is cold calling, like we were talking about. That's the system and the machine that you've created. How can we hire 30 people to cold call for us? And so you're not doing it, and you can leverage other people's times. So your job will shift from being the player in the business to being the game designer and being an investor in your business, and just thinking, how can I allocate my time and my capital properly to grow my baby? Now, the last thing, and level 6, which not many people get to, but all that it is just wealth compounding, which I don't even want to speak on this, because I literally am on step 5, continuing to iterate on step 5. But basically at step 6, you were using your surplus cash to buy assets, build other businesses, or like invest in yourself, skills and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's the game. But yeah, like I said, book in the link in the description if you want to join the sales team. If not, keep enjoying the videos. But other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one.